What's up?
What up?
All right, let me do the show intro before we start. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Coollectible Convos with our very special guest here, Earth Kid Collects.
Having me on.
We had a late start, an hour late start,
Tell them why, Rob.
because my job sucks. It doesn't suck. I just
Mondays,
yeah, call outs. They just hold you back, you know. But hey, yeah, at least we got the show going. The show must go on. So I appreciate you hanging in there. You know, I wanted to reschedule, but you were like, "No, Rob, let's just do it. Let's just do it, bro."
Shout out Nike.
Going on, so let's just do it. No, but yeah. Thanks for still making it work.
Is this still daylight?
Minnesota during the summer, like it's light outside until like 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, it's kind of wild. It's like we have super short days in the winter, and then like during the summer, it's like it's still light out at like 9 o'clock at night. It's very strange. Yeah.
Well, Earth Kid Collects, I got a serious question to ask you. I heard some rumors going around, and I told the CIA that I'd let them know what you'd say. All right, dude. All right. So, is it true that you're an alien from a far, 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 far away planet in another galaxy that came to Earth and fell so in love with Earth? You fell in love with the pop culture, the nostalgic pop culture, that you just decided to stay here with us. And you loved it so much and you wanted to be
You're insane.
so ingrained in our culture that you decided to call yourself Earth Kid because you didn't think anybody would notice with that name. So now you started a YouTube channel, you're starting to like collect everything, you're starting to live out our lives because you were just so enamored with the human race. Is this true?
Neither confirm nor deny. I'll kind of leave it up to the viewer. I saw a comment talking about ET, and what was ET doing when he first came to Earth? He was collecting. Remember when they go on the ship? They got all the different plants and like aliens and stuff from different planets. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'll leave it at that. Leave it up to the imagination.
Interesting.
Earth Kid Collects. Come on now.
Right?
The mustache.
Like you don't even have a real name. It's just Earth Kid, right?
Earth.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like you're not like Retro Slacker who actually has a real name and fooled everybody.
Kid in Home Alone, I think.
It's been downhill ever since.
Jeez Louise.
I'm definitely honored to be the show following his show with you guys. That's a pretty big slot to fill, big shoes to fill. So I'm honored.
I've been watching you a while now, and I don't know. I'm impressed. I see potential, and like I enjoy your videos. You know, I think they're awesome. So, and it's just an excuse to talk to you. Really, I don't have time to talk, so at least let's make it content. I mean, contact too. Yeah.
It's like I just kind of started this channel on a whim. I had been thinking about it for a while. It's not like I had this like master plan or anything. I started getting really into collecting a couple of years ago, and I was watching some channels that were making videos about collecting, and I was just like, man, like what? How could I, you know, throw my hat in the ring, start kind of documenting this? Um, and yeah, I talked about that in a couple of my videos, like the thought process behind like why I started making videos and stuff. And it's like I had 3 older brothers growing up, and, we were always making home videos. Like, we always had a camcorder. Like, we had the mega size one that would, like, sit on your shoulder, and it would, like, take, like, a full, like, VHS tape, and you, like but we were, like, always filming stuff, and I just, like, missed that aspect of, like, documenting things, like, filming just, like, stuff you're doing. Like, it doesn't have to be super exciting, but like I started collecting. That's just like something I do. I was like, how could I document this, but also make it kind of like fun, for like people who might watch it. But it was really just kind of a way to like document it as sort of like memories. Like I can upload it to YouTube, and you know, a couple of years from now, I'll still be able to watch it, kind of like a home video, but it's not on a VHS tape. I can just go online. So that was kind of like the idea behind it, and now it's kind of turning into a thing, but it's super fun. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
You can tell when a content creator is having fun, and I think that's why people like us too, because we're pretty much having fun the whole time doing it. And yeah, I could tell you're having fun, dude. I appreciate the work you do.
Is a lot of fun. I was watching your latest video today. Like you guys are always kind of. I love your approach to filming stuff. It always just kind of feels like we're getting like a glimpse into just like what you guys are doing on like the daily. It's not like it doesn't feel like super overproduced or anything. It just kind of feels like we're hanging out with you, which is super cool.
Behind it, it was yeah. I just wanted to be more authentic. That's what I would always tell Bob too. Like I never wanted to hire a cameraman or any like just like
I'd always be like, "We need lighting," and he'd be like, "No, we don't." I'd be like, "All right."
yeah. So
I tried.
I mean, for this we need lighting. We got a light right here.
True.
So like you guys have been you have a shop, right? Like you like this is like a shop space that you sell collectibles and stuff. Like how long have you guys been kind of doing?
Well, we've only been in this shop for about 7 months. Uh, yeah, my brother-in-law, he's had the shop before that with a different partner. That partner bounced out, so he invited us and our buddy Brandon to come join him, so we can make this, little superstore of collectibles. So it's like everything: trading cards, action figures, vintage toys,
Japanese imports,
yeah, anime stuff. Yeah, it's pretty crazy in here.
collectible stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Japanese toys. I'm so stoked. I was over at my mom's house last night, and I was thinking about this for a couple weeks, and I was really worried that maybe it got sold like at a garage sale or something. But my mom, when I was like real young, like 7, 8 years old, we had some friends here in the States that were from Japan that were really close to my mom. And she would go and visit Japan every once in a while. And she'd bring stuff back for me and my brother. I have 3 brothers, but like I have one brother who's like only 2 years older than me. So, like when my mom would come home from Japan, she went like 2 or 3 times when we were like really young in the 90s, and she'd bring home like packs of Japanese Pokemon cards, and a big one was like she'd bring Ultraman figures, and like so like 90s Ultraman figures, and like we have a whole bunch of them, and I was wondering if they were still around, and I was at my mom's house last night like looking around in the basement, and I found like a whole bag of like Ultraman, yeah, like, Safubi, like figures. So like I don't even know much about, like I remember playing with them as kids, but I'm not like big into Ultraman, but they're still around and I still have them. So I'm like super stoked to just like go through those and um
I feel like is to find their old toys that they had. I'm so jealous. I have nothing from. I remember asking
Mine are gone.
my dad actually maybe a year. No, let's say like 2020. I think around when the Pokemon boom came back. Yeah, like so COVID time. I remember asking my dad like, "Hey, Dad, we used to have all these Pokemon cards, all these toys, video games." I'm like, "What happened?" Like, because we never had garage sales. We never donated stuff ever. So I was just like, "What happened?" He's like, "Oh, when we moved, because we lived in the Bay Area before we moved here." He's like, "Oh, when we moved, we just threw everything away," and I was like, "Oh, I wish I didn't ask."
Yeah.
I would have just, I would have kept like to keep hoping they were somewhere in the garage.
Me and my brother were like, dude, I wonder if all of our cards are still like at mom's house. And we went over there and they were like, we found like a binder and a box full of cards. And like, we were just so stoked that she didn't get rid of them and she like held on to all this stuff. And yeah, like we still have, I'm actually thinking about doing like a whole video about that. Like in my mom's basement, there's like there's like boxes full of toys from me and my brother's like childhood, like lots of just like 90s Kenner stuff.
That, so I know everyone else would too.
Yeah, that'll hit the sweet spot.
Yeah, because that's got everything: nostalgia, family. That's just so cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I would watch that.
I've been meaning to like I want to get my mom in a video because like it's funny. I when I first started kind of getting into collecting vintage toys again, I was sort of it's like pretty common, you know. I was getting into that kind of like reseller phase where I was like going to Goodwill and stuff, and I was selling like vintage clothes and just like random stuff, you know, whatever. And my mom like retired at the time and kind of was like, I was telling her about it. I was like, I found this thing at Goodwill for like $2 and I sold it for like $200. And she's like, really? So she started kind of looking into it. And now she's like, now my mom is like a full blown reseller. Like she's got, yeah, she's got like an eBay and she's like, she's got her little niche of like, she will find like porcelain, like little trinkets and stuff from like the 50s and 60s that she just like has the eye for. She'll like see it and get it for like $1 and it's like worth like a ton of money and she'll resell stuff. And so it's cool because like everyone has their like their area that they're like knowledgeable with where like if they are in like a thrift store or like a garage sale type setting, like they know what to look for because they know it's just like something they're interested in.
That's with the toys.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just skim through it. No toys. Next one. Exactly.
On to the next.
Bob, he's found when we went to we rarely go to yard sales or anything like that, but we went one time yard selling and he found like a Nickelodeon clock, right?
Yeah,
Dude.
the yeah,
Dude,
it
nice.
lights up. It still works. We found it. It was $4. Almost. That's been one. Yeah, we never garage sale because when we do, we don't score ever. We're always at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, and we're just, I don't know. Our timing is just the worst with it. But that was the one time where we cooked.
Yeah. And
The that line of Nickelodeon stuff, like the Talk Blast, or like radio, alarm clock. There's like a boom box.
Yeah, I love the phone. The phone is. I wish people still had landlines because I would totally hook it up and use it. But no one uses
Super
it.
awesome.
there's the brain too. It's like a foam brain. Have you seen that? No?
It's crazy.
It's like a Nickelodeon Grail. It's like a it's rare. It's pretty rare, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's rare. It's like a pretty much a brain, an orange brain. I don't know how
It just says Nickelodeon on it.
it's awesome though. It's awesome.
Even seen a picture of that online. So it must be a
Speaking of grails, I saw that you picked one up recently. The Inhumanoids Tendril.
Oh,
Oh yeah, there he is.
awesome. Yeah, that's a banger.
Yeah, this one was a long time coming. So, uh, I mean, I explained in my video like a couple months ago. I went to a toy show here in Minnesota, um, and the vendor was it was this exact same tendril. The guy was selling it, and he had it listed for $500 at the show, and I of course passed on it at that price point. But a few months later, like it popped up on Facebook for like less than half of what he was asking, and we just kind of like got to talking, and I was, just like telling them about like because there's a monthly toy swap that happens here. That's like super awesome. It's free, and like that's where I get a lot of my content for videos and stuff. And like he agreed to like meet up there, and yeah, it just like worked out. And I got a super good deal on it, so that was yeah, I was super hyped to pick that one up because I had been kind of eyeing that one up for a while. Like in humanoids, I don't necessarily want to collect like the entire line. I mean, I probably eventually will just because I think it's so cool. But like that's just like that tendril is just like that's just such a cool toy. Like you can't beat that.
Grail of the line too.
Yeah.
Now you have to like work your way backwards, which is funny. Usually people work their way towards it.
Is a little bit more pricey and like rare. Like it seems like at least from like what I've seen. But like I'm not like as drawn to that one. Like if I can find a good deal on it, I'll pick it up. But I'm not like gunning to pick that one up. Like Tendril was like that was like in the crosshairs for a while, so I was super hyped to grab that.
Piece of artwork, dude. Like, even if you didn't like the cartoon or watch it or even like toys, if you look at it, it just looks like a piece of art that someone sculpted. So, yeah. That's why I mean I feel like a lot of collectors that they just see toys as pieces of art. That's how I look at a lot of them, especially ones in the 80s. I didn't grow up in the 80s, so I have no nostalgic like feeling towards these 80s toys, but I see them as pieces of art, dude. The sculpts, the colors, they just look so cool and unique, and I love them. You learn to appreciate them, you know? And I'll go back and watch cartoons and stuff just to like know about them, but most of all, I just see them as like artworks, pieces of artworks. Yeah, yeah.
You start to like think like, oh man, I'm collecting toys. Like you go in and out of these head phases of like feeling like a dork where you're just like, I'm just collecting like toys. But like when you really just kind of step back and look at it for what it is, like it is like artwork from these periods. And and I kind of had that like a light bulb moment for me. I started getting really into art and collecting um like around like 2019, 2020. I started getting like super into like digital art online. um like most people are kind of like familiar with like NFTs. You hear that and it's kind of like, you know you think of like scams or like whatever. But like honestly, it was a cool space. Like I started kind of getting interested in like this digital space because like we've been in and out of like apartments for like 7 8 years, and I don't have a ton of space for stuff. So I was like really like interested in this idea of like collecting in a digital space, and I started kind of uh, getting really interested in like blockchain technology and looking at artists who were selling artwork and pieces online. And there was kind of like this more tangible way of collecting it in like a digital space, which I thought was like really cool. like to me at the time because I was like not really collecting physically yet. And like I actually grabbed a piece. Like there was this artist I discovered, and like right now he's like my favorite. Just like he does physical artwork, but then he started doing digital art as well. And I collected what he did is like I collected one of his digital pieces, and then you were able to like get a physical piece, like the physical counterpart to go with it, which was super cool. Like this, like Brandon Lillibridge is his name, and this is like one of his art pieces. He does these like really beautiful kind of portrait style paintings where it's just like a couple of brush strokes, and I was just so into it. I just thought this was like so cool. It's like I like found him online and like owned like the digital like collectible, but then like I also now have like the physical piece to go with it. Um,
Music, dude. It's like you download the album, but you want the physical copy too to just whether it's a record or CD or tape or something. You want to look at the album cover or like the backs or the little pamphlets, just something to have in person with you. Wow, what is this? Massive Earth Kid Collect fans will now subscribe to your channel, guys, and artists with this taste with excellent vibes. Please keep crushing it. Thank you, Uncle Lester.
Heck yeah. We owe Earth Kid $10.
Yeah, we owe we owe him now.
Awesome. Thank you, Uncle Lester. We're big fans of Earth Kid too, so nice to meet you. Dude, that's
but
sick. No, I love that. I wish if all NFT stuff would have done that, I would have been all over it. But I'm total opposite. Like I get the whole not having room thing, but I have to have a physical thing. I won't even download digital video games. Like all my friends say it's more convenient and they don't have to leave their house to buy the game and insert the disc, yada yada yada, whatever. I don't care. Like I have to have a physical tangible item because for one thing, it costs the same. So it's like the game's gonna cost me $60 physical. It's gonna be 60 digitally. So I'm like, why not have something? If it was even five, maybe $10 less, I'd consider it. But I don't know. I'm totally like I need to have something. So that's awesome. That makes me like that so much more. That's sick.
Yeah, dude.
it's like that's what kind of like got me back into physical collecting. So, like that, like the painting and stuff that I got, like that was a gift from my wife, actually, and she got me that the painting, and then she also got me a vintage TMNT Mutagen Man mint on card because she kind of like through the grapevine like like saw that I was getting into collecting and kind of just like we always kind of try to surprise each other with like gifts for like our anniversary and stuff, and she got me Mutagen Man, which was like that's like my favorite action figure basically of all time. Like it's just such a cool sculpt, and like so I got this painting and like this toy, and I was just like, these are both pieces of art. I've got this like beautiful painting and like this really cool like action figure like mint on card from the 90s like, and I was like it was kind of this moment where I was just like it kind of clicked. I was like these are both just like pieces of art. So now I've got like the Mutagen Man like on display. I've got it like in a case, and that's when I just like that was the moment when I like really started uh kind of more like aggressively like collecting vintage toys. Yeah, it was just kind of
It's really like little pieces of artwork just because the detail and the sculpts in those things are insane.
um and especially if it's like something that you remember having as a kid or seeing as a kid, and then like now looking at it through like the lens of an adult and like just kind of taking you back to that period and like seeing like the design and how it really stands out in comparison to like stuff that's coming out now. um it's just like so fun, like the connection of nostalgia with like now like just appreciating like the art, several years like disconnected from that time period. It's such a fun process. Like the more years that go by, it just like becomes more like fun to like reconnect with like that era.
Pieces you want to pick up. You got your Tendril, so what's next?
Good question. Like Inhumanoids is definitely on the list now with Tendril. I'm definitely kind of there's like a few things. One of my big uh things that I want to like complete in terms of like I want the whole line is Body Wars, like the 19 early 90s Body Wars line. I've got 3 of them mint on card in like the English ones, and they're super hard to hunt down. I would like to have kind of like I would like to have all 6 of them, but I'm kind of like sort of okay with doing like some loose and some carded because I think it would just be like super cool to have some that are just like I can hold and are tangible and can display like in addition to the carded ones. So Body Wars is a big one for me because I definitely like was really big into those like little micro play sets when I was a kid. Um,
Pretty tough.
dude, it's so tough. Like I never see the English ones pop up like on card, even loose. Like they're just incredibly hard to come by, at least in my experience. But that's a big one. Um, I have been also getting like super interested in like the late '70s kind of like Shogun series, like Shogun Godzilla, the Shogun Warriors. I got that. Yeah, they're so cool. Like that obviously is not anything that I had like growing up as a kid, but it's like it's cool for like the toy kind of history aspect of it. Um, Godzilla.
Danjo's Collectibles has a question that kind of is in the same realm of what we're talking about. What is the one item you guys have searched for but haven't found? Question for all three. So you're pretty much answering that right now. So
Your turn.
continue, and then we'll follow up for after you.
So the show, that's a good question. Okay, because it's like technically some of these things I have found, but I haven't got yet. It's like I'm trying to think of something where it's like it's on my radar, but I haven't found it yet. Um, okay, yeah. So my answer to your question, uh, Danjo's Collectibles, would be the 1979 Kenner Alien uh, complete in box. Complete in box. That is like I'm gunning for that. That's a big one, and I'm like, yeah, that's like Grail category. That's like Grail territory. That's a big one, and that one has been ever since I like really flipped into like like I want to start collecting and kind of investing here. That's been like on the list, and I have not come across one complete in box. Like I have seen a loose one at a toy show, but I want it like with box and all the paperwork and everything, and that would just that would just be so cool to have. I've been collecting some of the '80s like aliens. I have some of like the figures and like the ships because those are a little bit easier to find, but like the original.
Yeah, we've seen that alien before a couple times, but man,
Whew.
there's so much.
Yeah, it's like over a grand, I think.
Like we're gonna if we ever get one, it's probably gonna be like a trade or something. Yeah.
What I'm trying to cook up right now is a trade. I've got some stuff uh, that I'm kind of like building this trade pool right now. I've got some cool stuff available, and I haven't really gone public with it yet. I'm putting out the feelers like in DMs with people like that I know like usually have stuff kind of in that Grail category, and just like kind of like trying to find out who might have one. Because I would like to set up a trade for a Kenner Alien, maybe like at the next Collecticon, like at the next Froggy show. Like if someone could meet up and is interested in doing a trade, like that would be insane.
Do that. Just kind of build up a little trade pile of some sort. Because I mean, yeah, I even build up trade stuff here and there just so I can trade stuff, whether it's for me or something to sell. But yeah. But you want to answer that question, Bob?
Oh yeah, what was it? It was what is the one item you guys have searched for but haven't found? Man. So for me lately, in every video I've talked about it. It's the freaking Silent Hill 3,
Oh
the
yeah.
PS2. I've been huge gamer nerd lately, so I've been trying to hunt that down, and it's been like Mission Impossible. Freaking call me Ethan Hunt because I cannot get that damn game. I'm getting sniped on eBay on the daily. I don't even like buying on eBay. I hate it. I like the thrill of the hunt. I like finding it at a garage sale, at a flea market, at a toy show, whatever. But sometimes desperate times calls for desperate measures. So I've even been trying on eBay. I can't get my hands on it. But that's more recent. If we're talking toys, because obviously I'm sure that's what they want.
I feel like I know, but
Damn, I don't know what hit me.
like a Showbiz Pizza Bear. Or
Yeah,
no?
but that'd be cool. Um,
I know you're more of a Chucky guy, so
Yeah, I don't know. I collect a lot right now. I collect a lot of like Mezco South Park figures. I have a lot of those. Um, I guess right now the main thing I'm hunting for is the last My Pet monster I need, which would be the football one.
oh yeah.
So I really want it. I've seen it, but I'm picky, so it doesn't have to have the cuffs. I just would at least like the helmet and the shirt, and I always find it with one or the other. So eventually, that's what I would like to find because that'll complete the set. I have the UK, the regular, some of the minis. That'd be really cool to have.
Yeah, and I've always been looking for the Shogun Godzilla. That was my Grail that I've always wanted, but my dad, he gifted me his. So I don't even have to look for one anymore. But I found out that there's an older Godzilla that was before that one, and it looks cooler than the Shogun Godzilla, I think. And I see one all the time, but it's kind of a lot and some of it doesn't work. So I'm like, if I'm gonna get one, I kind of want it to be
It's
perfect.
like 3 times the amount of
Yeah, dude.
it's crazy.
So yeah, if I ever get one of those, it's gonna be like half trade, half money. I'll buy one day.
One day.
For the Shogun Godzilla. Even there's like a couple, like two or three variations within that one. Um, like I was reading about that recently. Like there's the one where like the tail, one of them is heavier. It has like weights in the feet, and the tail doesn't have spikes on it. But then a few years later, they like lightened the design and took the weights out and like added a couple spikes to the tail. So it's like you get down to like the nitty gritty. There's like if you're like a hardcore Godzilla fan, there's like a few to collect there. But yeah, again, it gets it's pretty expensive.
Dude.
Speaking of Godzilla, dude, that shirt is tight. That's so cool. Yeah.
If you forget that it's a Godzilla movie, it's a good movie.
Yeah, if you put the main detail aside about the movie, it's a great movie.
Yeah, just
Or is that in the opening scene, or is that just from the trailer? You know, like with the old guys, you see like his bobber go down, and he's like, then Godzilla comes out.
In the trailer.
yeah, dude. If you just call it Big Lizard Destroys City and have babies,
Pretty good.
it's a great movie. Just saying. What happened? Is he gone? Did he go back to his planet?
There he
Oh, there. I thought you went back to your planet.
is.
Dude, so I remember you told me this has nothing to do with toys.
Ah,
It's more of a me to you conversation now. Skateboarding. So like you skate?
Been skating like as long as I can remember, man. Like, so my two oldest brothers grew up in the '80s, and they were super into skating. And then they naturally got me and my brother Matthew into skating. Yeah, like I have been skating pretty much my whole life. Right now, like in the last like year or two, I've been I haven't been skating as much, just because I had like a surgery on my back that kind of just put me out for a while. And like it just like I'm fine now, but like it just kind of I had to stop for a while, and I just didn't really like pick it back up as intense. Um, but yeah, dude, skating and like skateboard culture has been like a huge part of my life. Um, like me and my brother, we had a my dad built us a quarter pipe in our driveway when we were really young, and we would it was so funny. We My parents made all this the neighbor kids sign waivers to be able to skate on it, like if they got hurt. Like yeah, it was super, like they had to wear pads and like because it was like this big ramp, like just like at the end of our driveway. And yeah, it's so like all of our neighborhood friends, like every morning during summer break, it was like 8 a.m. Like they're knocking at the door to come skate because we got the ramp. And yeah, so growing up, we were like always making skate videos, and I've got like tons of tapes and DVDs of like skate videos that we made. And then actually, when I was maybe, I want to say, how old was I? Maybe like 17 or 18. We built a mini ramp in our backyard. Like we finally convinced my mom to like let us build like a it was like 3.5 feet tall, 10 feet wide, a mini ramp, and that was just like the dream. We had a mini half pipe in our backyard to skate. Yeah, so that was pretty sick. And then there was a crazy storm one year where like there was a tornado nearby, and it came through our area and folded it in half. Yeah, yeah, our mini ramp got folded in half from the storm. It was nuts. But we still fixed it and kept skating it for a few years. So I don't know. We probably had a dude. It was weird. We grew up in this suburb where we were like right outside of Minneapolis. You'd think there'd be like plenty of skate parks, but there were none. For whatever reason, the suburb that we grew up in, there were just like no skate parks, like even within like biking distance as kids. So like we had to get creative. Like all of our neighbors were always building ramps and boxes and just like little rails and obstacles and stuff. So like we would just like make skate parks like in the street, like in our neighborhood. And yeah, that's what we were doing like every day as kids growing up. It's pretty awesome. Oof, man.
What's your best trick? Yeah. Oh, you can do magic? I want to see.
My prime of skating, I want to like I was more into like doing just like big like gaps or like staircases or handrails. I was super stoked because like I did eventually get to the point where like I was able to do a couple like handrails. I did like a maybe like an 8 stair handrail, and that was probably like my like top trick I ever did. It was like I did like an actual like out in the wild, just like a regular handrail. Um,
I I was more of like rail, stairs, ledges type skater. Like I never took flat ground too serious. Like I've never mastered a tray flip ever. Like I can force it. It was kind of easier to do it off stuff, but I couldn't do it. Like yeah, I don't know. Yeah, dude. But grinding rails and stuff, dude, I can do that all day. I loved it. It's so fun.
to me is also I think a roundabout way like that has always kind of like kept collecting like in my life because it's like when you buy a board it's like you're buying a piece of art too because like the graphic and like you're like really into a certain skater so you want to get like their pro board and like whoever has like the coolest graphic or a lot of times me and my brothers would buy blank decks like like mini logo um, and then we would make like stencils and like spray paint our own designs like onto our boards and stuff like that. And I would hold on to them. Like I would hold on to like all my boards because I liked the way they look. And so like I was kind of like collecting those for a long time without even really like thinking about the fact that I was collecting something. Um, which you know,
Like maybe some of my favorite skaters, but I don't know. That's pretty expensive too. Like Like I would like a Dylan Reader like pro model or something, or like a Lance Mountain of some sort, or um, yeah, like those are two different eras I just mentioned, but a Lance Mountain would be sick though. Yeah.
Like, and then in my later years, like in the last maybe 5 years of skating, I started getting into like skating, like the reissue, like the big old school boards, because I wasn't like as concerned about like doing like technical stuff, and I got more into ramp skating, and so I started riding like bigger skateboards, and then Paul Peralta started doing like reissue decks of like, you could get like Steve Caballero 10-inch, 1985 like deck, and I started ordering those because I was like, man, these are super cool, and like I keep them too because I'll skate them for like a year or two, um, and then I'll hang them up on the wall because they're so cool. Like the Caballero, like the dragon board, with like the dragon design. It's like it's a piece of art. It's just so cool to me. Yeah.
Toy collector too. Like I want to get in touch with him to bring him to like one of our toy shows to do like a signing of some sort. I don't know, but
That so fast. Because I've got a Caballero board. Like that's my favorite board. And I'd want to be there to like have him sign it and like meet him.
so that's why I feel like it's doable. Yeah, it's doable.
It's like he just like for toy like I didn't know he was a toy collector too.
Knievel, Godzilla, and just a bunch of other random stuff. But there's videos on YouTube if you just look it up. There's him. There's videos of him showing his collection. It's pretty dope.
That's like not surprising to hear. I feel like there's a lot of crossover between like toy collectors and like skateboarding and like music too, and like there's just you know
It's something that always sticks with me. He said skateboarding and toys keep you young. Simple.
Simple man.
It's so true. Yeah, dude, it's so hot in here, Bob.
Someone asked that you just met a skater that you love. Is that true? What do you mean?
Zeta, that's my wife. Yeah, yeah, that's actually really funny. We were just flying home from we traveled to Greece recently. Um, it was like this trip we planned for a long time, and I was in the airport. I was in California. I connected in LA, and this dude walks by, and I'm pretty sure that's Andy Anderson, and yeah, and I was like, but I wasn't sure, and my wife was like, she was like, "Go talk to him. Like you're gonna regret it if you don't. Just go talk to him." And I was like, "Okay, fine." So I like, because he was leaving, and I went out and I met him, and like we got to chat for like 2 minutes, and he was just like a super cool dude, and like he like gave me a hug. He was like, "Oh man, like nice to meet you." It was really neat to like meet him in person and like find out that he's also just like a super nice guy like in person. So that was pretty rad to meet Andy Anderson because like his skating is just like when I really started getting back into skating like in the last few years, like or like 5 years ago, maybe like during the pandemic, because I was just like I had you know more free time. I was like skating a lot and just watching lots of Andy Anderson, and
I would say.
is just like it's bonkers.
Andy Anderson.
Watch an Andy Anderson video. You'll be impressed.
Okay.
Like, cause it's wild.
Like his stuff is very cool to watch. Like it's because
Too mad because they make it look so easy, and then I get on the board and I'm like scared to fall just by moving. So, but it's very fun to watch. They make it look so easy.
Yeah, dude. What's up, Quad X?
Just to them.
I was gonna read his comment, Bob.
Uh,
I'm hyped. I have one more day of work and I'm off to SDC 2025. I cannot wait. Do you ever plan on going there to San Diego Comic Con?
I've never really it's never really been on my radar, no. I mean, it would be super cool, but yeah, I've never it's never been, like, something. Have you guys gone before? Like, is that something you do?
Never been on my radar either, but like, let's say if we were able to get like a press pass, potentially, I'd do that, but I don't think I would really pay to go there.
No, I can't afford it.
Yeah. But we're gonna try to go to that Collecticon. Are you gonna go to that? Oh
I think
snap.
dude, I think that's gonna be, like I think that's gonna be a big one. I think everyone's gonna be there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that one's that's gonna be a mashup. It's gonna be nuts.
Like everyone's gonna put yeah. It's gonna
I wear this, like, goofy, like, neck mount thing for, like, holding my camera because I just film with my phone right now, you know? Like, I don't have, like, the little GoPro. So I bought this little rig. It just like it's like this. It straps onto my chest. It looks like I have like a breathing mask or something, but it's just holding my phone. Like, but it's kind of nice. Like it, I can go. I don't have to hold the camera, and I can just kind of be like picking around. And it works. It works.
one handers. I mean that's me at least. Bob's kind of free.
Free baby.
Yeah, Bob's the face of the videos for the most part.
Yeah, I can't film. Too shaky.
The link. It was like $20. Like
Nah, it's like that's yeah, that
Gorilla style, baby.
yeah, authentic look, dude. It's
We
just
we even tried mics one time and it worked. It was like the worst sounding video we've ever
yeah.
done. Yeah. We're just we should just stick to what we know.
We don't change what's working, and this is working for us so far. So
like film back and forth. But like when I'm on my own, it's nice because it's like the way it works is it's got a magnet, so it like my phone kind of like clicks in. But like if I need to go like get a close up, I can like just pop it off and like get up, you know,
You don't have to like unscrew something or like unclasp it.
view. I can kind of like pop it off. For now, it works. You know, eventually I'll probably upgrade to something different. But I mean, like you said, don't fix what. Yeah, what you said.
yeah. What other YouTubers are you watching right now?
Data work is I really like his stuff. His collection is super dope. A retro slacker is of course like Froggy Flips, all the because it's like I was and like when I first started really getting into collecting, I was watching guys like Froggy Flips and Ed's Retro Geek Out and Pixel Dan on the
Nerd.
retros and then I started seeing these like the newer guys coming on the scene who are like starting to make videos. It's like I don't know, like I don't really know if I'd be able to make anything interesting. And then when I started seeing some of the channels that were like newer and just kind of coming on the scene, I was like, it's time. Like let's just start making videos.
Wave of like vintage toy YouTubers right now. Like there's the Pixel Dans, the Ed Retro Geek Out, the Froggy Flips, and now there's like a newer crop, you know, with less than 5,000 subscribers, but you see the potential. Like I would say you're there. Retro Slackers in that book that I feel like we're kind of in that category too. I don't really. There's others like yeah for sure. Like every single muscle too. He's kind of
I love his videos. His
yeah,
stuff
dude.
is so
They're so
so
good.
entertaining. He's in the
Yeah.
chat too. Like I love his stuff. Yeah. There's a lot. Like I'm like missing a couple names, but it's like there's so many good channels out there. Like I'm always finding new ones, and I'm trying to like subscribe, and it is hard to like keep up on like watching stuff. Like when I'm like trying to like make stuff myself because it's so easy to get burnt out just making stuff um, for my own channel. But it's like I want to make sure I'm like keeping up with other people's channels too, and see what other people are finding and kind of putting their own spin on their videos. And it's so much fun. It's just like it's a really cool space. I'm super glad I started making videos because it's um, yeah.
I'm glad you're making videos. Don't quit. Don't you quit on us, pal.
Actually, I was like, one thing I was gonna show you guys. I figured like I have a couple of videos I'm like editing right now, and like there's a couple like we're actually in the process of moving right now too, so I don't have everything in front of me. But I figured I could like give you a sneak peek of like a couple cool things that I found that aren't out on video yet. Like a couple.
I'd love that. The people would love that. I like sneak peeks.
And by the way, your gift's coming in the mail. Guys, he was supposed to do an unboxing of a gift just like Retro Slacker, but my brain and I'm a mess right now, so that's my fault. But you're gonna get it, and he's gonna do an unboxing. So I just, yeah.
In one of my videos. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll show you a couple things that I found recently. So I went to Greece, and that was just kind of a vacation. This was like a big trip we planned for a super long time. But like I just started making my videos, and I was like, man, I should try to find some toys while I'm there. And I did happen to stumble across a couple, like one or two vintage toy stores while I was there, and I found this was one piece that I found that, dude, it's insane. It's this super blaster. It's like this knockoff kind of like Dino Rider blaster in the box. I think it's 1991 is the year it was released. But I saw this sitting on a shelf. I'm pretty sure it's got a sticker on here for yeah. It's got Athens, Greece right there. I thought that was
What the hell?
yeah. Isn't that funny? Like I just like that cool about it is just like the graphics on it were just so gnarly. So I picked this up.
Laser gun.
Yeah, with lasers coming out. I was just like, it's like this RoboCop Dino Rider like mashup kind of thing. And I just thought that was so cool. That was something I picked up. And then this was, yeah, well, I was trying to. It was like I wasn't able to go to like a lot of the big like main. I was in Athens like for just like a brief moment where like before we left, and that's where I found stuff. Um, I would have tried. Oh yeah, dude, I'm pretty pumped. Like I found a couple cool things. Um, but this was something I found locally that I'll show you guys another little sneak peek. I thought you guys would particularly think this is pretty awesome. It is the awesome arm.
Never seen that.
Dude, it's like it's like a Terminator arm,
That's exactly what I was thinking. Terminator 2.
and it's called the awesome.
Dude.
And you know what's sick is you can in the back you can play with it
Yeah,
Wow.
and like move the fingers around.
that's crazy.
Are you gonna open that bad boy or what?
I really need to because like you can like kind of play with it without opening it up because it's like if I opened it, it would like there's glue, so it would get kind of messed up. So I'm planning on just keeping it like this because the packaging is just so cool. But you know what's cool about this? This was in the movie Tommy Boy. This the scene where he walks in and he's like talking into the fan, pretending to be Darth Vader. He's playing with this. He's got the awesome arm, and he's like playing. Yeah.
No way, dude. I'm gonna rewatch it and think of you now. Dude.
You should recreate that scene.
Dude, and your wife left an excellent comment here. She said, "If I had a dime for every time Earth Kid brought a gun-shaped object through TSA, I'd have 2 dimes."
Because because it's like a blaster, and I was like traveling home with it, and I was like, oh man. But they did like they never like they didn't care because it was just plastic or whatever. They never stopped.
Overseas in a gun shape.
The other thing she's talking about went to Toy Depot in LA, and I bought the freaky string blaster, the Mad Balls.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, it's like kind of gun shaped. At my carry on too, and like I was all nervous, but they didn't. I mean, again, it was just plastic. So.
But that's funny that she worries. Toys are gonna get you in trouble one of these days.
Have you?
Cool thing that I found.
Please do.
This was from a flea market, and it's not really in the toy category, but I've got multiple of these. But I'll just show you one of them. This is pretty gnarly. Check this out. McDonald's.
Jurassic Park meal. Oh, that's
That's
sick,
so
actually.
sick, dude.
Like posters, like this is what they'd use like in the store for like these meals and stuff. Yeah, I went to a flea market and this guy had like a stack of like 20 of them, and I bought four of them from him. I've got all kinds of different ones.
Buy one off you.
But yeah, some of them might become available for trade or sale. So
I love toys and stuff. Toys are the best, obviously, but to me, I get more excited about stuff like that. Promotional items, shit like shampoo bottles, notepads, like sticky notes, band-aids, like the dumb stuff
Yeah.
that you could actually use. That's the stuff that I just can't get enough of, and stuff like that that you can display. Because I mean, I'm sure getting those McDonald's cups with that artwork or the fry basket artwork impossible, but to have that is like just as good, if not better. That's so sick.
that too, because because I'm just like a collector in general. It's not just toys. Like I feel like it's like the angle with the YouTube channel is kind of like more framed around toys, but I'm looking for everything when I'm out. Like I collect video games. I've got an N64 collection and NES collection and PS2. Um, yeah, I do have a
Videos.
yeah, yeah. I want to like incorporate as I kind of like build a little bit more of a following and just like kind of get my you know get my sea legs with my channel. Like I want to branch out more into like different areas of collecting with like video games and even with like artwork and just like promotional stuff like this. And I even want to do like a full blown like skateboarding series too, like talking about like skateboarding culture and like the art behind it, like with like board designs and how people come up with their designs. And it'd be so cool to like maybe like interview some skaters, like like you said, like if you could get someone like Steve Caballero, like just 5 minutes of his time to pick his brain, like that would be so cool. That would just be like such a cool thing to do. So like that's what's fun about collecting is like it kind of like you get interested in all kinds of stuff. It's like it's not just toys. Like that's kind of like the main, theme with like the channel. But like I'm looking for the McDonald's posters and the video games and like vintage. Like we have all kinds of like goofy like artwork and just like the furniture that we have, and I'm into all that stuff. Like I got the CRT. Like I actually I love collecting VHS. That's like oh, do you? Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. You were talking about that in your new video. That guy, the collection. He was showing some of his VHS tapes, and you mentioned VHS.
Some pics, dude. Rob wants to do a room tour one day, but my living space is just everything's just too crammed. It wouldn't be fun one day because I got a ton. But
He, it's his room's insanely cool. Like people would freaking love it, but
yeah, one day.
yeah.
Love collecting VHS.
Yeah, because I actually started collecting stuff for years, and the first thing I started to like actually buy with my own money and like start to just accumulate a collection of movies, and this was before streaming was really the big thing. So I was just buying DVDs at Target, Walmart. We had a local store that sold used DVDs, so I would live there practically. And from DVDs, I kind of got into like comic books because I got into comic book movies. So those went hand in hand. From there, went to like vintage. Oh no, from then went to video games. I've always lily pad. I'm like a frog. I lily pad to everything. And then t-shirts, toys, everything starts coming. But I also collect like cassettes and vinyl, CDs. Like I love that, which brings me to my next point. That I remember you posted something about that you also do music under the name Earth Kid, right? Yeah, can you tell us more about that? That's awesome. Oh no. What happened?
He's an alien, guys. I'm telling you, he's an alien. He doesn't want to tell us his secrets.
Oh no.
He's an alien. We'll give him a little time, but
Technical difficulties.
for those of you who have stuck around, we really do deeply appreciate you sticking around.
My question crashed his server.
Yeah,
Oh no.
that's too deep, bro.
Damn.
I told you he's an alien.
He's like, yeah, let me get to you. And then he just got stuck. His alien family was like, you better not tell him anything, bro.
Because he didn't do music.
A bad question scared him off. Maybe his phone died or something. That happens to us all the time.
Hey, well, if any of you are watching, well, there's 19 of you. If you have any questions for us, we'll go ahead and answer them.
Yeah, ask them now. Also follow Earth Kid Collects
Yeah.
on YouTube, on Instagram. Follow Collectible Show. That's us. If you're not already, please on here Instagram. That's Rob's Collectibles, Bobby Thrifts on Instagram and whatnot. Hit us up. Come buy some stuff.
He uses telepathic warp. Yeah, I mean, yeah, literally. He's an alien, bro. Look at this, Bob. Watch this. There's a green screen.
Can you put cool stuff behind
Yeah,
it?
watch this. Yeah. Watch this.
Let's see.
Speaking of aliens.
There he is. Oh, Earth Kid's back. There he is.
Oops.
Uh-oh, what'd you do? There he is. It's all good.
It's all good, dude.
Yep.
Regroup, get a drink of water, break.
Not call you an alien at all.
Not one.
Yeah, no. I'm an Earth Kid. I'm normal.
Normal Earth Kid.
I'm one of you. But yeah. So yeah, music. I've been making music since I started my own like solo project in like 2011, like around there. Um, it's called Observer Drift. Is like the artist name that I use, the moniker that I use. Um, and yeah, like I've just been like music has been my like main kind of creative outlet for just like years and years, and I've like experimented with several different genres. Like when I first started, I was definitely very much into kind of like the oh yeah, that's me. Yep.
Later.
Yeah, dude. Like my earlier stuff is kind of more like the shoegaze, kind of like chill wave kind of stuff that was like that I was really into like in the like mid 2000s. But my more recent work has been more heavily kind of like 80s influenced, like the synth wave kind of style. Um, my latest, like my last full length album that I released was called The Outsider, and it was a concept album where I did like a full blown like 80s kind of synthwave album that was kind of like I like created the a storyline for like a book or like a movie and then wrote music for it was kind of like my idea behind it. So I came up with like this sci-fi novel idea and then made music for it. And that's what the album. It's just about an Earth kid, just a normal Joe. But like so Earth Kid is the title of one of the songs on that album. And Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, and that is, I was super stoked because the vocals on that track was a collaboration with this guy um, named the Motion Epic, and he makes like '80s style kind of synth pop music, and he's got just like his vocal chops are insane. And I reached out to him. I was like, dude, I want you on my next album, and he was like, he was all over it. So listen to Earth Kid, the song Earth Kid, like that's kind of like encapsulates like the whole kind of idea behind my channel and like where the name came from and like my style with music and um so yeah, yeah, I've been doing music for a while. I've got another band with my brother Matthew called Northward, and we did one album together in 2014. And we've actually got a new single that we just finished. We've been working on forever that will be coming out pretty soon, actually. So I'm still kind of like always in and out of like making new music, and it's always been like a big part of my life. Yeah,
Music in your videos at all?
yeah, yeah. I do song to all my videos, like when the little like Earth Kid segment that I do at the beginning of all my videos. That's a song I wrote, um, and throughout all my videos, I use some instrumental stuff that's like unreleased that I haven't like released commercially. I like since I started doing videos every single week, I haven't like kept up with using all original music because I kind of ran out of music to use and I didn't want to like keep recycling stuff. So I do use like um just like generic, like public domain stuff in my videos too. But a lot of it is also music that I've written. But the intro song for all the Earth Kid videos is a song that I wrote, and I'm actually thinking about I have this idea, and to like at Collecticon, I want to like bring a cassette. I want to get that song like burned on a cassette and bring headphones and like bring it around and let people at the show listen to it and then come up with like a song name. Like what would you name this song if you heard it? And then put them all in like a big like thing and then like then release the Earth Kid like intro music under the title of like a name that someone came up with or something.
That'd be super fun.
How much do you charge fellow YouTubers to use your music?
Worried about even using my own music because like I don't know. Yeah, like it would get flagged, and then it'd be like, I made it. Like, how do I how do I proceed here without having any issues? But yeah, I wouldn't charge anything for. I don't even know how that works. Like, if someone was like, "Hey, I want to use your song in a video," like, can I just give you an email that says like, "Yeah, go ahead"? I don't know. Like, probably, maybe.
You can um you could sell your music to like skateboard companies and they can use your music in their skate videos. You know you can do that too, right? You should do that. Oh, okay, okay.
Recently, a couple weeks ago, got a pretty exciting placement with one of my songs with Van. Yeah, I
Oh,
got Vans reached out to me and asked about using one of my songs it's in a BMX video that they're releasing. Yeah, so they were like they want to use uh one of my songs for like a segment in this video that they're releasing. So that I was like pretty stoked on that cuz like that's definitely not like a super common thing for me. Every once in a while I'll get like a random deal like that where like some company like hits me up and wants to use it. But this is like one of the bigger ones that I've gotten. That is cool to me because it's like it's Vans. Like, come on, that's
Do you
like,
get a free pair of Vans for it? And they stopped emailing me back.
just kind of joking. They're like, hey, I wonder if like I could get a free pair of shoes. LOL. Just like
LOL.
yeah, yeah. Like, am I an official sponsor? No.
Yeah, that would be so cool, dude. Crossed.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see, but it's pretty cool because it's just like it's
That's
cool for the
awesome.
for the
Yeah, of course.
something and then it's like used in kind of like a commercial setting by like a brand that you kind of think is cool. Like that's pretty fun. Like I'm excited about that. Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
Are we live now? Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna have to bug you about using one of your songs one of these days for our videos. It's got to be a good video though.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't checked that out, go check it out too. I have it on my Spotify. Observer Drift. Look up the song Earth Kid.
Yeah. Should we play it right now?
It'll sound so
Nah,
bad.
I'm just kidding. No, we won't play it.
That. Hold on. Do I have? There's somewhere around here. I've got a couple of my first album that I put out. I've got a like a limited release of vinyl records for it, like the first Observer Drift album. You guys, if you guys collect vinyls, I'll send you one if you're interested.
Don't send.
Well, I do have a pretty nice collection. I do.
Both get a.
You
No,
can
no,
just
no,
send.
I would love to. Because that's the thing is like I held on to like a you know like a little stock of them for just special.
Dude, I would love one.
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
take.
awesome. I have a bunch of records. I would love one.
Yeah, I have like 100 records.
Name one record you own.
I have a Cure one. I have a Led Zeppelin one. I have a
Alright.
Pink
I
Floyd
said one.
I
Did you ever make cassettes?
There's like a little. I have a little display of cassettes back there. I don't have a ton of them.
Dude, I love me some cassettes.
I have been cassette. I mostly collect like I'll do like movie soundtracks. I've got like Karate Kid and Top Gun and stuff, and like because it's just like fun to have the artwork for them. Because it's like it's a collectible. Like
I know where they're big, and when you move, they're just the biggest pain.
maybe like 20 or 30. Um, but yeah, I've been slowly like I'll kind of keep an eye out, especially when I'm at flea markets. If I see a wall like a big stack of cassettes, I always look. It's usually like a bunch of like just a bunch of junk, but you can pick. Yeah, you could pick out a couple like Phil Collins cassettes here and there, and like some cool stuff. And yeah, I like to keep an eye out. I used to like I haven't really collected vinyl much in recent years. I used to be really into it, like 10 years ago. Um, and like same thing, like movie soundtracks. I have a really I like in my vinyl collection. Like my favorite thing that I own is like my movie soundtrack collection. I should have pulled some out for you guys.
Because some of my favorites are movie soundtracks too, and the two that come to mind, and that this way maybe it'll give you time to find some. Is I have Drive, the movie soundtrack, Ryan Gosling movie, which is like one of my favorite. It's got some of my favorite music on that soundtrack, so that's one of my favorites. And then I have the man, what is it? The Following, man, I forget what that. It's a horror movie. The one with the it's like the STD monster. I forget what it's called. Dang it, I can't think of it right now. I'm drawing a blank, but what do you got? Please.
Have a big collection of. I have all of the original Twilight Zone, like from the series. I have all the music on vinyl, like the original vinyl records that were released, and those are pretty hard to track down. I have all those, which I am pretty proud of. Here's one I'll show you. ET, but check this out.
Butt. A big butt.
Oh, the picture disc.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yes, is it reversible? Yeah. I have the exact same one.
This one like probably like 12 years ago at a thrift store, and I was just like, I was so hyped. Like that's what I'm all about. Like movie soundtracks, stuff like that. This is probably this right here is my favorite vinyl in my entire collection.
What is that?
This is from Spain. This is the soundtrack for a movie. The English release of the movie was called Pod People. Now, if there's anyone in the chat who's a fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000, Pod People was a movie that they riffed. So I don't know if you guys ever watched that show. Like they riff like old B movies. But this was just like this crappy, like it's a direct knockoff of like ET. Um, but what's cool about this movie is the alien design in the movie. It's like this alien with this kind of like trunk nose with like this weird. It's like this furry, just human shaped body with like this long trunk kind of nose, and they call him Trumpy. And yeah, But what's cool about it is this movie was um, it was the inspiration for the design behind M83's album "Hurry Up, We're Dreaming." Yeah, like if you look at the picture of the kid like in that costume, like holding the head with like this like design of like this like alien. I was actually like this was years ago. I was like talking to Anthony Gonzalez, the M83, the guy behind M83. And I was like, we were talking about like old B movies, and I mentioned that one. He was like, because I posted something about it. Yeah, yeah, right there. Yeah. And he told me he was like, dude, that's the inspiration from like behind like my album, like the artwork for like the album that I made. And like no way, like because I just thought it was like this weird movie that me and my brothers watched as a kid, like growing up. Well, like when I was like a teenager.
There. That's terrifying, bro. Oh my god, that's so cool, dude. I love that. You just dropped some knowledge.
What's funny is the music is actually pretty good. It's just like if you like kind of like John Carpenter style, like 80s, just like synth.
Beautiful instrument. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out, dude. I used to be into them a long time ago, but I don't think I checked out this album, so I'm definitely going to. I love that.
My collection. Yeah, oh yeah, on the back, that's actually pretty rad. It's got like a picture. It's got like a picture from the like a scene from the movie. It's kind of yeah.
See if it's streaming somewhere. That sounds cool.
I can't remember like what country it was originally released in, but it was like needless to say, it was a flop of a movie. But
3 looks like it came out too. So yeah, it's 80s right around the ET time, like a year or two after. Spanish and French it says in Madrid, I guess. Okay, there we go. Madrid. I'm going
I
to.
wonder if there's any figures for that.
I wish I truly. I think I have tried looking because like sometimes these like little indie companies will do like kind of like small releases for movies.
Yeah.
Like the never ending story one.
Yeah, Never Ending Story should have got toys, never
Never
did.
did. So Mexico took it in their own hands.
Same like Monster Squad. Monster Squad should have got figures, they never did either.
True.
These good movies.
Had more toys.
Yeah, they just have that.
Yeah, they just don't have any toys. Like like the NECA did like a release with those cool figures, and there's been a couple like more modern ones. But like, dude, if they had done like some,
Hard.
that would have been. I'd be all over.
That would be sick.
Yeah, they could have done it like a regular shark with like a bloody mouth or something. Maybe it's just too scary for kids. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, but making Rambo toys or Terminator toys or like all these super violent 80 movies toys, they're just like, yeah, it's fine. It's just
RoboCop.
guns. Yeah, RoboCop. Yeah, they're like, whatever, kids, sure. That's freaking awesome.
All right, Earth Kid Collects. I'm gonna start asking everybody this question. What's your Mount Rushmore of vintage toys, like 4 toy lines. Go.
Ooh.
Four, name four.
Specific toy. Should I do specific toys or toy lines?
Mm,
I think
um,
toy lines is easier to remember because you might forget a specific toy.
yeah, but you don't mean like Hasbro,
No, I mean
like
like
Ninja Turtles.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to do like a mixture of like childhood ones and also like stuff that I'm just like really into now. Like, so I'm gonna go number one. Hmm. You know, okay. Number one, I'm gonna go like '90s, like Powers of the Force, Star Wars. Like, so like I was born in 1991. So like I had a lot of the 90s, like, like when that stuff was coming out, I was a kid, and like I have just like a ton of like the 90s Star Wars toys. And it's like they're not valuable or like special or anything, but like for me it's just like I love them. Like I love, like when I see that like classic like red and orange like card back with the Vader face, like a lot of people are like, "Oh man, it's everywhere." I'm like, to me, I'm like, I love it. I love it so much, and I have it in my collection, and I will cherish that. I love the Powers of the Force, like Star Wars.
Top in the world's gonna have that.
Exactly, and
Section.
like will happily pick it up for like $5 because it's
Of
just
course, it's cheap.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Yeah, like and the Shadows of the Empire ones that are purple. Like, dude, N64, that game, me and my brother were playing that nonstop. So like all the toys from that are just like, so that's number one. That would be like a big one. Yeah, man. Like, I think it's like important to like not just collect stuff where it's like, oh man, like I get in that headspace where I'm like, I gotta collect Motu and Mad Balls and the stuff that like everyone's like, because it's like like all the hype is there and you're like you get excited because it's like fun and the value's there, but then like no, like what are the things that you really really like loved when you were a kid, and like sometimes it's just like cheap stuff and it's not that special. Okay, so that would be one. Two, I'll go Street Sharks. Um, had Street Sharks as a kid growing up. It was like a little ahead. It was a little, like Street Sharks. I was pretty young when they first came out, but I had, yeah, yeah, and I had two older brothers who, like a lot of the toys that I had growing up, I inherited from them. So I had a lot of like '80s stuff. Like I had all the TMNT toys like that I inherited from my older brothers. Like so, like a lot of the '80s stuff that I'm into, like I did actually grow up on it because like I had it in the house because they had it when they were kids. So like I grew up on a lot of '80s stuff. So yeah, like Street Sharks would be number two. Number three, I'll go Body Wars because it's just so cool, and I'm just like so just like obsessed with everything about that line. I think it's just so cool. Um,
Rated toy line. Like it's so expensive, but still yet so like people don't know about it. Or even yeah, it's just crazy.
a lot of it out there. That's why, because it's like, and that's why like I started like when I first got it on my radar, I was like, man, I gotta pick this up. Like this stuff is just like, this is cool, man. Like, so I'm just like still just like super in love with Body Wars. And then number four, it's always gonna change for me. Um, let's go with I'll probably go with, you know what? Let's throw a goofball one in there. I'm gonna go Tech Deck. Tech Deck.
The loop.
Because it's just like that's like another thing. I want to make sure I'm like being like true to like the stuff that I really love and like stuff that I grew up on. And like I'm trying to incorporate more of that into Earth Kit, like the late '90s, like Y2K stuff that I really love. Like I want to start really like collecting that and kind of highlighting that as well, like in my collections. Like I have some stuff that's not released yet, like some videos about some lines that there's one that I'm kind of keeping under wraps right now that I'm doing some videos about that I'm really, really stoked about. But it came out in 2000, you know, um, uh, which again, that I was still pretty young at that time. So like I want to make sure I'm like, like what we mentioned earlier, like you have the collectors who like were truly like 80s kids and grew up on this stuff, but like, I was born in 91, so it's like I want to like really start kind of like looking into like the Y2K stuff, and like that stuff that is maybe not really is being kind of like passed over right now by some collectors because it wasn't, the year doesn't start with a 19.
The Mount Rushmore because literally everybody played with the tech deck. Like you don't even have to be a skater. Like you played with the tech deck, whether it was in school in your bedroom, you were grounded, and that's literally all you had to do. you know,
Like that is just like every kid had a tech deck, and whether it was a legit tech deck or one you got like from McDonald's or one that you just like made out of paper, like everyone was like goofing around with like a little like finger skateboard. Yeah, totally.
oh, dude, and I remember I wanted to bring this up too because your wife's in the chat right now. I thought it was pretty crazy that you found that rare doll for her.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know
that was
anything. Now I'm kind of keeping an eye out for those when I'm out in the dolls area.
uh like when I started kind of getting into collecting and stuff, Zeta would, she comes with like we've always been into like thrifting and like, going to garage sales and stuff together, like looking for just like oddball stuff. But like then I started really getting into toys and we would go to like I would go to more specific like toy things like toy shows. Like there's this one Northland toy show. And it was my first time going there and Zeta came with me. And that's she saw these Blythe dolls. They were new ones. They're called Neo Blythe. Neo Blythe. They were released by Tomy. They're Japanese in like the early 2000s. But they're recreations of the original Kenner like 70s Blythe dolls, and they're super cool looking. They're just like these huge heads with like big eyes, and like their eyes change colors. And she was just like, yeah, she just like fell in love with them, and I just like that just became like a side quest that I just like popped up on my radar. Just like keep an eye out for him. And I found a lady who was selling one, and like we were in talks for a long time, and she like almost accidentally threw it out in the trash. She was like doing spring cleaning and like was gonna throw all this stuff away. Then she put it up on Facebook, and it was like this whole like fiasco. But eventually, like we connected, and I was able to pick it up. So that was honestly one of like the one of like the most fun toy purchases to make because it was really special for Zeta too. Like she was just like so like um surprised and happy to like have like an original because they're so hard to find.
It was like figure fate. It was meant to be. Like, what are the odds of that? It's insane.
Pop up like I've to this day like that's the only one I've ever seen like pop up for sale like around me. So it was super rad to pick that up and get that in our collection. So yeah, yeah.
I think we've been on how long? Over an hour now. I know, dude. It has been. It feels like that, but we don't want to keep you longer than you. We don't want to keep you long. I know
Inside now.
you got to go back to your planet soon. So, uh,
Where I live. Yeah, it's normal. I'm one of you guys.
all right, dude. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you doing this. I'm gonna continue to watch your videos. Guys, go subscribe to Earth Kid Collects. He is amazing. He puts in effort in his videos. He's a great storyteller. And if you got something he wants, go sell it to him.
Yeah.
Give him a good deal. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any? Yeah.
Just lying around.
Is there anything you want to plug?
But yeah, my next video is coming up this Friday and next Friday are a doozy. I've got some if you were a kid in the '90s, you're gonna want to see the next two-part series of Earth Kid Collects. It's a pretty. I found some cool stuff at this lady's garage that she was advertising online, and I got everything documented. It's 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 pretty good.
We'll be there. Friday? Yep, we'll be there.
So a little bit early.
Sweet.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned, everyone. Subscribe to Earth Kid Collects. Again, thank you so much, Earth Kid Collects. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, dude.
I appreciate you
Of
guys
course, dude.
taking the
Thanks for
time
being here.
you guys are awesome. I love everything you guys are doing with your channel too. So it's an honor to share the airwaves with you guys. This is cool.
Is there any YouTuber person that you should? Oh, did he quit on this already?
He's sick of you.
I was going to see if he wants to recommend anybody. Oh, okay. Do you recommend anybody for the next one?
That's a good question. Okay. Okay, this is what I want you to do. I want you to put three names in a hat and then make it random. I want it to be every single muscle, data works.
Okay, I got to watch his stuff.
I love yeah, his stuff is really cool. And um hmm, third one, let's throw in a bigger one just to see if they'll come on the show. Let's throw in Ed's retro.
Love that, but I don't feel worthy. I don't know if he even knows we exist. So
It's gonna be
yeah.
like, who?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is very true.
I like his channel a
I
lot.
like his channel too. He's one of the OGs for sure.
Yeah, but there's so many there's so many good channels right now.
Yeah, you're kind of like our same age range, so it's like I feel like we can like kind of relate to you a lot more too. Yeah, which is the fun part as well. Yeah.
We grew up on the same stuff, and
Yeah, for sure.
Last question, because I do love your editing style so much. That's the big thing for me, because there's so many people doing the same thing. So I always try to think like, or try to like see, oh, what is it I like about this? And you and Retro Slacker, I love your editing. I love your filters. It makes me feel like I'm watching something from the 80s and 90s. So I just want to ask, did you ever watch because this is what your content reminds me of. Did you ever watch or are you inspired by it all? Tim and Eric's awesome show, great job.
familiar, but like I'm not. It's not like ringing a bell, really. No, like I know what you're saying, and like it definitely makes sense.
Out where everything they do kind of looks like it was a commercial from like 20 years ago, but they just made it. Well, at this point, I guess it kind of is, but that's what the feel it was. I mean, you're not doing anything like super crazy like they do, but that's the feel I get from the filters and the editing, and I love it because I love that show.
So I'm glad I
Perfect.
like the trend.
Awesome. Check it out. I think you'll dig it.
Um, everything is terrible. Do you remember that YouTube channel? Look it up. Like they're like that's like they kind of mash up like '80s commercials and like just look up everything is terrible like on YouTube and like that. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And like that's kind of like the like visual kind of.
Keep it up, man, because I really do like it.
Yeah. All right, dude. Thank you.
Sweet.
I think we might have to kick you out now.
I'll go back home.
Yeah.
Back to your planet, sir.
I mean here in my apartment where I
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Later, Earth Kid.
Later.
See you, brother.
Alrighty, what a guest that was. Again, thank you all for sticking around and watching. Again, we never expect people to just stick around and watch. Like that means the world to us. So
I got a new hat.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
It's corduroy too.
Yeah.
And thank you to the two gentlemen that tipped us as well. That means a lot.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was Danjo.
Danjo.
And
And
Uncle Lester.
Uncle Lester.
You guys did not have to do that. We'll answer questions anytime. But thank
Yeah.
you. We appreciate all the support. We do this all for you guys for fun. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, and we are dropping a little merch, our first time merch soon. There's only going to be 5 of them available, so stay tuned for that.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah. All right, guys, take it easy. Peace out.
We'll see some of you at the Roseville Toy Show this weekend.
Oh,
Woo!
the Roseville Toy Show, July 27th, this Sunday. We're hosting our third event, third toy show. Look at that. So if you're local, come over and check it out. Say what's up.
My birthday's the next day, so come wish me a happy
Yeah.
birthday and hang out. Yay.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow on Whatnot.
Oh, yeah. Catch us on Whatnot at
Yay.
Rob's Collectibles and Bobby Thrifts.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Take care.
See you next time.
How do I end it? I always forget.